I'll be sharing exact that moment where I share this idea with my coaching students. I have that clip with you. I'll be sharing in a minute. Just be with me. So, and then I share this idea with them because I really want them to get customers as soon as possible and start serving people. So, and then you will see their students and you will see their reactions when I share this idea. They're just like, as one of my students said, that this is a steal, right? So think about this coaching session that I had yesterday, which is I think life changing for most of my students. But I'll be sharing this exact, not the entire coaching session, but the part where I share this idea, which will, guys, again, change most of your lives. Meaning, if you implement this idea in your business. So you know it's I do have this emotional side of this, and why I just like it's just like I didn't even think about. It's just like flow, right? It's like I want to share this with them because I want them the best. So whatever I do, it works. I share with my coaching students. And since I'm sharing this idea with you, and I know there may be people thinking about this like, Kamal, what's the catch? Like, what's the catch? Like, why you are sharing this like ideas? And I see, and thank you. You can look at the chats right now and see how many people saying good things about this channel. I appreciate that. Thank you. I think to me that is the motivation, right? As I said, I do have emotional side of this, guys. A lot of people, all over the world, reaching out to me, emailing and messaging, saying amazing things. And I appreciate it. If those people watching right now and you guys know that I emailed back to you, thank you. Because that was really, really personal, right? Some people just, crying, saying thank you. We just help them just by, watching YouTube videos, the ideas that I shared with people. And I started changing people's lives. And guys, this is live, right? This is live. And I'm like, this is total transparency, 100% honesty, right? There's no catch. Like I'm sharing this idea. It literally will change your, business, like upside down in a good way. But if you implement, right? Think about my students paid a lot of money to be in that coaching call. So you don't have to pay. You just, watch and implement. And then again, for those people who are saying like, come on, what's the catch? Let's just, take that what's the catch and put it away. And let's focus on the good things and just, share the ideas, right? So, and again, I will give you the reason. If you watch, really closely, I'm giving the reason why I'm sharing ideas with, with the world, basically, right? So another thing, and again, the personal side of it and emotional side of it, and why I share this, one thing it's very important to me. Well, actually, two things, but one of them is actually you guys helping me build this channel by subscribing. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. So you guys helping me to build this channel, you subscribing, you watching, you liking, you're sharing it, and it's growing. So when this channel is growing, and obviously people just like I get a lot of people that started knowing me, and then I get a lot of connections because of you. And this is one of the reasons, and this is, I think, the biggest reason. It's just like giving away. It's just it's a form of thank you to you, saying like, you guys helping me building this channel, right? It's just like keep growing and growing, and I'm really happy to see that, and it's actually motivating me to put more videos like this. And then second thing, and again, this is huge as well. And again, I'm nothing to hide, right? So and again, we're removing this what it's called what's the catch. You sharing these videos with us, you sharing ins and outs of your business with us. And one of the reasons I want to destroy the competition. Yes, it's a strong word, but I really want to destroy the competition. Why? Because I get a lot of emails, people saying they paid thousands of dollars just like, and we are like giving it for free, for example, right? I just want to destroy the competition. People shouldn't charge thousands of dollars just like information like this. See that? Meaning that whatever the content I'm providing to you guys, there's some people out there charging thousands of dollars for this. And I want to destroy that. You can easily get here for free, watching and learning it. So without further ado, and I know you guys ready to watch this clip, please watch closely because there is a reason why I give away the ideas. And this is the behind the scenes. I'm doing the coaching call, which I did yesterday. And again, people paid a lot of money to be in there, so you get the leverage. Please watch closely. And when we finish this clip, I'll come back and I'll start taking your questions. Sounds good? We have a deal? Okay, let's go. But the number one problem, it's like load is out there. It's about like, think about like carriers. Carriers are out there. It's just like matter of like finding those carriers, right? And again, I made a video. It's like finding those carriers is really, really, really easy. But then convincing where you need to kind of, learn more about this, convincing those people to work with you. And again, it's not an easy process, but it's doable. But the number one thing is a driver. Like I have 4 trucks, and one of my driver, hit by a car in California. That was a total nightmare for me. But then, insurance just, give up on me. Insurance is just like, we're canceling your insurance policy.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, that was horrible. And think about like all of my drivers, they're gone. And now you have these 4 trucks and you have these, monthly payments, huge. And I'm like, I'm taking out of like business, and at the same time, it's not enough. I'm putting my own money, paying out of pocket. And that was for about 6 months. It was horrible. And again, finding load, back then I was like, I had about like almost 300, like list of 300 like really good brokers where I can email them and then I'll get hundreds of loads, no problem. That wasn't, thing for me, but the driver is huge. This is why, you will see more and more these, recruiting companies popping up like mushrooms. It's like it's a huge, and ZipRecruiter, and they also know this because there are a lot of requests as far as like hiring drivers. Then I think they shifted a little bit their markets for about 50% now. They're looking for drivers for trucking companies. Yeah, it's huge. It's I think the number one problem is hiring drivers. So when you have this, now you can think about like how you can help your carriers finding drivers. That means you're bringing business for him. And on top of that, if you say like I'm okay like using load boards and I can dispatch find loads, dispatch loads, something like that, and if you can offer your dispatching source on top of that, then you're golden. Carriers will be like looking for you like 24/7, 365, right? So you have a huge business. So now you start thinking about this. It's like, okay, recruiting company. How am I going to get these drivers? Number one is the Facebook, right? Facebook ads. And again, creating, landing pages where you like, advertising saying that, hey, you will connect with the good companies. For example, with your carriers, if you have a carrier base, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter. Then you start, acquiring getting those, drivers. But then I would do like contacting with the school, maybe the CDL school, something like that, or yeah, as you said, affiliate, with other companies, and then you just send them. What would be the first? Then you will come up with the onboarding process. So now you have these, drivers. Then what's next? The next is train them. Right. Once you train them, what I would do is like create a portal. Like I have an idea is that create a portal, get a lot of drivers, filter them out. Because based on which market, because there will be like people, I want to drive box truck. There will be non-CDL and the CDL drivers. You separate them and create, like segment them. I would say this is the word I'm looking for. Segment them and create this, portal. It's very easy to do, and then give carriers access. Use that as your asset, saying, hey, I have a portal where I have a lot of drivers. So that means if you buy this is bonus. So now I gave you what I was thinking. It's basically now you owe me $50,000.
Coming soon.
There you go.
Coming soon.
There you go. Yeah, that's what it is. And Yarissa, she loved it. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you just like create. Man, I have a lot of ideas. You just need to ask, right? So, and you create this portal. It's very easy to create. anything. You can create a portal where you can, train, and you can say, hey, you have this portal, train your drivers. I have already affiliates. You have this portal where you link other, companies like drug and alcohol test or something like X, Y, and
Exactly.
Z, right? So you have this portal and you reach out to these companies that you're creating this portal and it's free for them. And then you affiliate it with them, right? Whenever the transaction, you make money off of it.
Right.
And now use this asset saying to your carriers that, hey, use this process. And this is how my, carriers using this, create a video and just let your carriers use that platform. And that will be the unique selling proposition for you.
Yes. Yes.
That means you need to start right after this call.
I am. I'm going to email Oz as soon as we finish.
Like if you have this idea, bringing it to life is very easy. Now think about, and a lot of people, that was because it's easy and yes, there's technical skills needed, but then I was talking about the cost per mile. A lot of people created spreadsheets for carriers. Now it's kind of saturated. There are a lot of carriers getting these, spreadsheets. But now if you create a, portal where this is how you can get your cost per mile, like this is the fixed assets, this is the variable assets, expenses. And if you create a portal rather than just, I would say, static Excel spreadsheet, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
and you just create a portal out of this with the videos. Now it's a unique selling proposition for your carriers.
That's two portals.
Carriers will be buying this, not your, independent freight dispatching services. This is what you on the back end selling your independent freight dispatching services to a carrier so that you can increase the revenue for your business.
That is exactly what I'm going to do.
But don't forget about the 50,000.
It's coming. Believe me. You know what? That's a steal, actually. That's a bargain for that idea.
There you go. So now I have a competition. I create a competition. And one of the reasons, and exactly, this is what I was, thinking. This is what I was working on this for about 6 months now. Right. So I just add, and then I'm sharing this with my students. I have no problem with it. Why? Because when when I have competition, we can learn from each other. This is what I believe. This is why I'm, sharing my landing pages. When you guys create better landing pages, this is what I learned. Oh, they're not did better than I did. Now I'm learning from you. See that? I'm giving you the idea. Maybe you never thought about it. Yes, it's a steal, as you said. It's worth maybe thousands of dollars if you implement, maybe millions, who knows?
Yes.
But then it's like, I'm all about sharing, right? Let's share, let's create a competition because I'll be creating those, that portal as well, but it's for existing customers already. I'm not looking for, carriers because I'm okay with carriers already, right? Because I'm not thinking expanding this because Oz knows I have other businesses, meaning my main, company is import-export business. So teaching is, became one of my passions, but this is what it is, right? Guys, you just implement. This is awesome. There you go. So did you guys learn something amazing? See that? As I said, I shared exactly, what I was, going to talk today. It was exactly same, idea. That is $1 million idea, right? If you implement, that will be your unique selling proposition, right? So what did you guys learn? Please, comment, or you can chat, with me. I do see, a couple of questions as far as example, portal type, what is it? By portal, you mean the website, correct? Those are the questions you guys have. But, tell me, did you guys learn something, important today? Do you guys had this epiphanies or this aha moments hey, if I can implement this, it will change my business, right? Let me see. Mario says, yeah, nice tips. Awesome. So guys, by portal is basically, I know it's, technical, I would say, terminology in a portal. Think about it's just like a website. You can think about that way. It's basically when, you can have only you have the access to this portal. Think about, yes, it's a kind of website, right? It's like only you have access You're bringing in more, data. When I say data, it could be like carriers, it could be, drivers. You're bringing more data into this, platform, or into this, portal that nobody have access to, right? Now this is the asset. Now you can share, what is it, with your carriers, saying you're not selling it because it's illegal, sell the personal data, but you can give them access. So hey, if you work with me, right, I can dispatch your trucks, but this is the portal where you can leverage, right? So you can use this and, generate more revenue for your business, for example, right? So there are a lot of people, we have, some ideas where you can, get more carriers, obviously, but one of them is like creating Excel spreadsheet, whatever the idea is that you're sharing with your carriers. I'll give you an example. One was, and then we talked about inside the coaching session, is the cost per mile spreadsheet, and why cost per mile spreadsheet is really popular, among, carriers and, independent freight dispatchers, is that carriers, I'm a carrier myself, no offense to carriers out there who, maybe you guys are watching, and I'm a carrier as well. So no offense, but we don't know our numbers because we're really, busy with running our, trucking company, like hiring drivers, buying more assets, meaning trucks and trailers. Like we need loads, like we need capital to move these trucks, and we fall behind the numbers. And if somebody come in and say, hey, you don't know your numbers and I can help you, that means what's costing you to run this, truck. For example, if I have 4 trucks, what's this, truck number, 001, for example, my first truck, what's costing, per mile. So you're moving freight, what's the cost, per mile? And like, trust me, the answer is I don't know, right? And then, when people started creating these, Excel spreadsheets for free to use them, most of the carriers, leveraged this tool to know their numbers, so that, can use, for, negotiating with, the rate per mile, for example, when you're using the load board. So, in thinking like delivering the value to your carriers is like keep increasing, right? What I can do like better, like, yes, there are some problems that carriers are facing, and inside this coaching session you just saw that the number one problem for carriers is not actually finding loads, it's actually finding drivers, right? It's huge. And at the same time, you think about, like, from the driver's perspective, and it's really hard to find a good carrier as well. So that means there is a problem, right? And if you go out there and, solve this problem, as I said inside the training, you're golden, right? So the carriers will be, reaching out to you like 24/7, 365. So let me pull this real quick. So the idea is to find drivers for our carriers. Yes, obviously, yes. That's exactly what it is. That is the idea. But and again, the way you are doing it is actually creating the portal. And then you get, drivers, obviously, drivers, need something too, right? It's not just like I'll be joining your platform. It's like, hey, we'll be finding, carriers so that we can match, for example. Think about that way. It's not an easy task, right? And this is why it's the $1 million idea, right? As is one of my students said, right? Is this steal? Yes. Is this steal? The idea, whatever the coaching, session was, whatever the coaching program was, but just that idea changed, everything. It's important. If you implement this, you will see the results. It's like 100% guaranteed. Let's see. Let me pull this real quick. So we are creating a market for finding reliable drivers. There you go. You guys are awesome. Yes, it's actually this. I shared the book is the Traffic Secrets, and exactly in that. For those of you who read that book, and it's Russell Brunson says the owner of the ClickFunnels. It's him, out there. So, and he said that you need to create a platform. You need to own the audience. You need to own that platform. For example, what I'm trying to say when I say, or what do I mean by saying, like, you need to own a platform, you need to own this market. For example, think about the Facebook groups. For example, I have a Facebook group, by the way, you can join. type the truck dispatch, you can see the exact logo, and helping students getting up and running with independent freight dispatching business. You can join. I don't own, even though I created the group, the private group, right? It's a closed group, but I don't own. Think about if Facebook change the algorithm, if it's going to change the algorithm, and maybe there's new policies, for example, I just lost whatever the number of members I have. For example, right now we have about like 12,000 or 11,000, something like that, members. And think of it, it's just like gone. Like I've been building that platform for I don't know, for about 3 years, 4 years now. It's just like at a glance, and like in a second, boom, it's gone. Right? It's the same thing can happen with YouTube channel as well. So we built this YouTube channel. It's about like I don't know, 32,000 subscribers right now. It's just like gone, right? Just like YouTube refuses to give you the access to your own channel. But when you say own, you don't basically own. It's gone. And this is why you're building your own platform, you're attracting people. And when I say people, whatever the members of the supply chain, this is another term, right? So you're just creating this market, reliable market, as one of our subscribers says. Then obviously carriers will just like they need your services. That's what it is, right? So, and guys, if you have questions, please. Maybe you learned something new today. Please share. So if you guys have this marketing strategies, please share. So if you have thinking about something when it comes to business, please share. Other than that, this is what it is. So I'm working on this platform. It's not done yet, and there is a question saying like, can you show us whatever the portal you have? But it's still under construction. We're still building it. It's a software. It's not easy to build, guys. Business is not easy, right? Business is not easy. I can't share easy stuff with you, right? Maybe it sounds easy, but it's not. It takes time, right? Like you need to implement. Like if you can, you have the idea right now, that the $1 million idea, right? Now you can start working on this idea, or you can create something close to whatever the idea that I shared with you today, right? And you will see results. Okay. Your training info, please. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Well, actually, there is a. Let me pull that real quick, and then I'll show it to you. So this is. Let me see. Let me close this, and I will show it to you. Let me share my screen real quick, and this is where you guys find really valuable info when you look at. So this is the channel. So we are live right now, right? So let me pull this like this. There you go. So below this video, see that there is a title. I mean, the name of the channel. So about 75 people watching right now, and thank you so much, guys. You've been awesome. So when you click more, and you will see that there is a free startup guide, how to become a independent freight dispatch. You just you can click on this, right? There you go. This is what you will see. So basically, there is a guide you can create. Now you can see that there are 2 people right now on this landing page. They're like given and this is by the way, the email that you can shoot me if you wanted to. So you just enter your name and email address, get the free copy. When you have this free copy, the next page will show you. Will give you the ability to sign up for the course that I have, right? For the up level, coaching program. And you guys been asking about the load board, subscription for 30-day free trial. Here are the links for Truckers Edge. Here's the link. If you use this link, obviously, these are the promotional links, and in the DAT Power. And this is how we get 30-day free trial. So for carriers out there for fuel discounts and factoring services, and I shared this with you guys already. His name is Blake, and you can give him a call. This is a direct line, right? And so here is the link to joining the Facebook group that I was talking about. This is the Facebook group. Here you go. So the private, group is about almost 11,000 people, right? So this is the group. So as you can see now, it's like streaming to this, group as well, right? So there you go. You can join. And all the links and also recommended videos is below this description, right? So Cool. Let me see if we have. Let me see. Let me take this. Frederick says, I'm at the point of contacting carriers. Please, I would say, I think you're trying to say, guide me with this, for I'm just starting as an independent freight dispatcher. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Absolutely, Frederick. Here's the deal. Contacting carriers, there's obviously there are many ways of contacting, but when I say many ways, but there's actually two main ways how you can attract your carriers. But I think it's the method. It's just by obviously advertising. Then advertising is like free or paid advertising. When I say free advertising, it's actually leveraging the Facebook groups. And inside of Facebook groups, I just showed you there are a lot of carriers out there too, right? So and think about, they are carriers looking for dispatchers. And I have email from one of my partners saying that, hey, there is a carrier looking for, he had about like 43 trucks or something like that. And then he needs a dispatcher. Like, I need to pull those emails and again share with you guys. And as I said, there's no catch. Is basically we're sharing the information with you, right? The carriers is out there. So you need to come up with the marketing plan. When you say like, hey, here I am, like I'm an independent freight dispatcher and I want to serve you. Right? If you're not saying this, obviously you're not getting anything. But if you're at least trying, right? And again, when I said free way of advertising is joining the Facebook groups and start engaging the conversation or creating the conversation. And how I'm going to create the conversation is just basically asking question inside the Facebook group. It's not spamming people. It's not selling whatever the stuff you're selling. For example, and no offense to you, I'm just giving an example. There are a lot of people that we block and just remove from the group, that they're pitching. It's like pitch, right after pitch after pitch. And people just get tired of this, pitching. But like, who's serving, right? Carriers out there basically now screaming, saying like, who's serving? Everybody like selling, right? When I say selling, I really mean it. Like, selling is like, hey, I'm an independent freight dispatcher. Here's my, email address. Here's my phone number. Please reach out to me. Here's my group. Here's my X, Y, and Z. Please join. Please do that. Why don't you just like bring value first, right? And let them decide. And again, here is a great example. I'm delivering value. I'm sharing like whatever I, share with my coaching students. I shared with you guys today. It's like, what am I doing? Am I asking something in return? No, it's like I'm giving away value so that you guys can decide if you want to join. And again, did I ask this question in one of our let me see. So here you go. This person here. Your training information, please. Did I pitch my services? No, because this person just like saw the value, and he or she needs more of it, for example, right? And same thing, it's the same analogy. You're just delivering the value. You're just showing people that you can deliver. And then people will be reaching out to you saying, hey, I need your services. But rather, like, it's like I'm not delivering value, but I'm like, hey, here's my services. And then you guys doing this, for example, for those of you who are doing this, and then obviously you're not getting anything in return. Why? Because carriers, they really, and again, I'm a carrier myself, and we get a lot of proposals, a lot of things, people pitching. And it's okay. And one thing, it's good to see that people still hustling. They're trying to do something. They're pitching their services. I see that. I'm with them. But then it's not the right approach. Think about like if I'm creating this. Let me come back to this Frederick's question. Think about like if I create these live streams, and then all the thing the only thing actually I'm doing is like join my program, right? So my program is amazing, join my program. Like now, an average 80 people all over the world watching this right now. It's not 10, it's not 5, it's not 15, it's not 20, 80 people watching this live all over the world. Why? Because there is a value in it for them. right? And out of those 80 people, one or two maybe that will be interested in working with me closely. Like, hey, Kamal, I need your help to build my business. That's it. It's the same thing. You just, start delivering value and use these channels. Channels meaning it's a marketing channel. You know, YouTube is it's one of them. It's a marketing channel. Think about like Facebook, it's another channel. Just the social media is a channel to reach out, more people, right? So I'm reaching out to people who want to become independent freight dispatchers. I'm like, hey, I do have a training. I do teach people. I'm a mentor for many people. To be exact, we thought about like 22,000 students already. That number is huge. But then again, it's like delivering the value, right? So start delivering value, create like I exactly same thing I say to my students like, hey, create a YouTube channel. It's free. Create the Instagram profile and start posting whatever you do. Create the Facebook group. It's free. You need to start somewhere. So as you just saw, like we have 10,000 members. Let me see. Right? There you go. Let me share with you. There you go. 10,000 members. But it was zero. It just like it actually wasn't zero. It was one. Me. Right? So this is how I started delivering value, and obviously how these 22,000 people, went through our, coaching programs, is because we started delivering value to these people and this interested in whatever we are selling or teaching or whatever we're doing. We are in the business, right? And this is how it works. And I hope that I helped you at least maybe just a tiny bit. I helped you to coming up with the marketing ideas, Frederick. Cool. So let me see. Um, just started a company and I'm getting ahead of myself, and I wanted to better understanding of how to plan career trips. What you suggest? It's basically the communication is the key in this business. You always in contact with the carrier, and you just like if today is a Friday, for example, and you will be starting fresh new week like next week, for example, starting Monday, and obviously you calling your drivers and carriers like Thursday and Friday, like saying, hey, are you guys available next week? So this is the plan. So I'll be looking for freight. But then the trucks, what are they? So I'm based on Atlanta, Georgia, but then how many trucks we have in Atlanta, how many trucks we have in Houston, Texas. So I'm just basically looking at the map and just picking those trucks, like where they at right now, right? I mean, like the trucks that I'm serving, for example. And then obviously talking to drivers, how many hours left, right? So I'll be dispatching, like, do you want load coming back to home or do you want to travel, like those kind of things. When you have that data and you create a plan, it's basically communicating with brokers and carriers and finding loads using the load boards, right? Awesome, hope that helps. um Let me see. Thank you, you're welcome. Let me see. uh Kurt says, Kamal, do independent, meaning independent freight dispatcher, require DOT number, I think. Any other approvals or government authorization? Okay, except registration, EIN. So here's the deal. So if you got this part, and again, guys, this is a quick mighty disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a CPA. This is like just for information and educational purposes only. So the what I did is obviously, so if the government side of it, meaning registering your business, EIN, those kind of things. And then obviously business license for your business, not the business license or the license for independent freight dispatching, because there's no license required to become independent freight dispatcher. Okay, so DOT and MC number not required for independent freight dispatchers. Why? Because we're not a carrier, right? Meaning independent freight dispatchers. We're not a carrier. We serving carriers. We close partners with carriers, right? My best interest is my carrier, right? And why? Because if this guy makes more, I will make more. Because my charges based on the gross or whatever the payment option I have. Okay. So Mario says I'm interested. Great. Um, okay, awesome, awesome, guys. Well, I think this should end the live session. And I guess, guys, if you don't have any questions, please, guys, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Please like the video, and I think I really recommend turning on that bell notification because I do get emails and text messages saying, "Hey, Kamal, I just missed it." But if you can turn on that bell notification, you will be notified when we go live, right? And please, there are a lot of I showed with you, like I shared with you, there are a lot of resources below this video in this channel. Every video you can just click and see. There's and if you click more, you will see there are a lot of resources that you can leverage. Well, I appreciate, guys. Thank you so much. It's been about 75 people in outreach watching this. It's been amazing. Thank you so much. Let's meet on Friday. If you can't, guys, do it on Friday, then we'll be doing exact same live training like every Thursdays and Fridays. So I do see a lot people joining in Thursdays. But so for coaching students, if you want to become a independent freight dispatcher, and again, there is a link how you can join the course, and obviously how you can become an independent freight dispatcher. There are links out there, and then you can email me as well. So, and I would say thank you so much for your time, guys. Let's meet on Friday, and we'll go from there. Thank you.